Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Art Nouveau Tarot by Matt Myers, Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Baskin? Trying to say the name. But more importantly, I want you to be able to see how you spell it. That way, if you want to find other things by these creators, you can easily find that, because that's what it's about. I want you to be able to find their stuff if they have other stuff out there. If you like their stuff, of course. All right, what do we have for Libra? Okay. There's this whole community thing going on here. Okay, going into this situation. This is about a situation where you're coming to this point where you're like, I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this situation. Like, that's all I keep feeling is like, I need to get out of this. I need to change. Whatever's going on here, I need something new. I feel like I need something new. What do I need to do to make something new happen? Because instinct coming in with rejection is kind of like, they're kind of supporting each other. They're the same color too. It's kind of like, you know what, this isn't right, and I don't think it's gonna be right. I think it's time for me to step out and let other people do what they need to do. This is just driving me into madness. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And I'm getting in the environment insecurities. Like, people are fighting you, people are giving you a hard time, people are lying to your face. I'm getting that very strong. Very strong. So, I don't know. No, I feel like if this reading ends up hitting for you and the rest of this makes sense, there are people lying right to your face. Right to your face. Smiling the whole way. Be aware of it. That's not meant as an insult. That's meant to be like, I feel like you're trusting somebody you shouldn't be. So that's what they're trying to say with this. They're like, be careful. Fact check. You want to fact check a couple things. You don't have to be rude about it, naturally. You know how to do this, though. Just, take a little look deeper. When people are saying stuff, just because you want to believe them, maybe just double check them anyway to be sure you should believe them. I'm getting insecurities like somebody's lying right to your face. I feel like for a lot of you that this hits with, they're just trying to drive that home so you see somebody for who they actually are, not who they're portraying themselves to be. And this is also why the instinct is here, kind of like, I try, and it just doesn't work. I don't know, it's just driving me mad. No matter what I do, why does it not work? Because you got people lying straight to your face. That's what I'm getting. Be careful. The situation, it goes in cycles. The first thing is the Five of Cups. It's not all bad, but what's out of balance is really notable. It's kind of like, how do you put this? It's kind of like if you had 5 kids, and you can give 3 kids a good education. The other 2, I hope they make it. It's kind of like, that's not really acceptable. That's not okay. So it's kind of like, well, all right, well, we'll take these 3 to school today. We'll take those 2 to school and one of those other ones to school tomorrow, and then we'll just keep switching them out. And it's kind of like, well, that's not okay either. The situation, it's kind of like it's making the best of the situation, but there's something really wrong with it, is what I'm getting. I'm also getting like it keeps bullying forward. Now, when I'm getting the Chariot, I'm getting it's bullying forward. Like, somebody is pushing, we got to keep this going, we got to keep this going, we got to keep doing it. I'm also getting the Emperor energy with this. Somebody is bullying it forward. I'm also getting like this is part of like why the lies keep happening. Somebody seems to know that if you want to keep the Emperor happy, you keep the situation moving. So sometimes they lie about stuff just so things don't get hung up or slow down. The Page of Cups, people act like they're happy, but they're not as happy as they need to be. The Page, there's a reason there's a child on this card. This is not a fully developed energy. This is kind of depending on other people to look out for this person. The Page, granted, it's probably like a 12-year-old, and 12-year-olds can do a lot. That's true. But you also don't hand a 12-year-old card keys. You also don't push them out in the world and say, hey, go start making a living. Good luck with that. You don't do that either. You don't do those things because they're not ready for it. And I'm getting there's an energy here where somebody, like the situation is being held down to like a 12-year-old level. There's a lot that can be done here, but it's never able to self-sustain. It's never able to figure out the whole situation. There's been a lot, you've given a lot of time to it is what I'm also getting. The Temperance card, like this is all, it's all like meshed together. You've given a lot of time to it. You've tried to figure things out, but there's things that people are lying to your face. I'm getting that again. That's why things are really confusing and why you're getting frustrated. Because it should be straightening up. It should be sorting out, but it never seems to. You've been putting in a lot of time and effort waiting for it to come together, and it never just seems to work. I'm getting because it's the lies. Another fire card coming in. Another fire card? Well, the Chariot has kind of got its natural fire to it. But I think that's supposed to be, well, let's not worry about it. I think the Emperor is actually Aries, but let's just keep going. Because there's definitely action going forward. I don't know why we're saying Aries energy, but I'm clicking into that with the Emperor, just in case that makes sense. Which is, no sign is good or bad, and I have an Aries moon, so I'm not saying anything bad about Aries, but I'm just saying there's an Aries energy here too. And there might be somebody afraid to approach that person, and that might be why this is happening too. And I'm saying that fully, like my moon is Aries, so I connect with Aries energy. But I know people can be intimidated by it, and sometimes people make bad decisions based on intimidation. Whether this person is trying to intimidate or not, that's subjective. But somebody being intimidated and making bad decisions because of it, that seems very ample or very possible. Very possible. I don't know why I said ample. This card coming in, the Knight of Staves, somebody, again, another card where things are being pushed forward. Somebody else is also pushing things forward. Then you have people walking away from problems, people denying that there's problems. This might be the liar person. I just feel like people don't want to get involved with the lies. Certain people don't want to get involved with the lies. Other people say lies to get through it. So there may be other people who are like, no, that person's lying right through their teeth, but I'm not going to say anything because I'm not going to be a part of that. It's kind of like when it's almost like when you see harassment happening at work, and people are like, well, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want my name connected with that, so I'm not going to say anything. Meanwhile, the injustice keeps happening. People who could say stuff, just they don't want to be a part of it. Oh, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be tied up with that. I don't want my name connected with that. So that instead of calling it out and helping it heal, they just ignore it. That energy's here with the Six of Swords. I'm getting that type of energy. Two of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles. Now the Two of Pentacles in this deck, if you notice, that the one lady is holding onto that guy's arm, like she's like, you got to make the decision I'm telling you to make. It's kind of like it's just how I'm feeling for this situation, which I'm surprised it's a female, but it's kind of like one person pushing their will on the other. And then you see on the second card, the female there has got the pentacle in her hand. She's like, I got the pentacle I wanted. So it's almost like there's people pushing energy forward the way they want it to go, and they're forcing other people to go along with, like, listen, I might have lied about that, but shut your face and I'll make sure you're taken care of. Basically, that's what I'm feeling. Listen, I lied about that, yeah, and I lied about that, but if you want this to work out in your benefit, you're going to shut your face about it. And that's how that goes. I don't know, that's the energy I'm getting. That's a little bit dramatic. Now, overall, I do get people get along. Two of Cups is in the center here, but I feel like it's kind of like on the surface level, people tend to get along, but there's all this craziness going on beneath the scenes. It's all about perception, and the impartiality also, it makes me feel a balance the way that's there. It's like the two cans of paint kind of remind me of the scale, the balance scale. It's also dissipating. The situation is about to hit a problem. The situation is not sustainable. Sooner or later, there's going to be a big problem. Sooner or later, all of this commotion and ridiculousness is going to fall apart and it's going to implode on itself. That's why your instinct is kicking in from the beginning, by the way, because part of you knows this. Like, something's going to happen. It's going to hit the fan. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be horrible. Sooner or later, this is not going to sustain itself anymore. The dissipating is telling me this isn't going to work forever. And it's coming to the part where it's going to hit the head. people don't believe that. They think it's going to be okay. That's the perception here. And they don't seem to think they have to be the ones picking it up. That's the impartiality. If it falls apart, well, it's not going to be my fault. I'll just go somewhere else. I'll be fine. I'm feeling that with it too. One of the ways this might fall apart too is like people might just start, like it might be like people just start leaving the situation just randomly, very quickly. It might be something weird like that where like 2 or 3 people find different jobs really quick if this is a work situation, or people just start exiting the situation to where I'm just not a part of it anymore. I just left, and then I don't have to deal with it. They're saying you should be walking away too because the situation is not in your hand, not in your control. You keep getting lied to, so you can't be. You're not able to fix it. I feel like there's going to be the hunt for a scapegoat, and you shouldn't be that scapegoat. Discovery with the completion is like you're going to realize at some point you should be leaving this situation. This situation doesn't deserve you anymore. The situation is going to come apart and is going to implode. You don't have to go down with the ship. There's no reason for you to go down with the ship. You can wait until you start seeing it really fall apart and then leave later, or you can honor your feelings, because I feel like the people this is hitting for, you know you should be walking away. You know this isn't working right. It's time for you to leave. Honor that feeling now and go on to something else. Anything else with that? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.